Bird's eye view story number 3, people. So we're checking in, and what we're talking about tonight is this idea of how racism, whether that's covert, whether that's overt, or whether it's just in your face, right? Talking about how racism still exists. And I'm sharing with you stories, examples of my existence just in the past 2-3 weeks, people, of me running into different people in a wide variety of life, and still the feeling that I get as far as this person is judging me, or this person has already judged me, and now I'm trying to break down this wall, this barrier, to show them, hey, I'm just a normal, regular, average, regular guy, right? You know, hey, I'm not trying to cause you harm. I don't think nothing bad about you. None of that. Like, it's bizarre, people. Like, and it's such a feeling of heavy weight that you always have to carry around, because like I always have to almost in a sense pacify others, right? And that's hard, people. That's hard, because it's like you don't know when to joke with people. You don't know when to be serious with people. Sometimes you don't know when people are joking with you. Like, it's tough, people. It's like walking on eggshells 24/7, right? Because you just don't know how a person is going to receive you, and even once they receive you, you don't know if it's real. Like, man, I'm telling you, being a black man in America is rough. Okay. So this third story I want to share with you. And if you saw my other videos, you said one example was an individual that's a part of my diaspora, right? So she was a black young female, right? I felt that racism and that judgment from her, right? So it's internal just as well as it's external, right? My second story and my second example I shared with you, this was actually an older white Caucasian male, right? So my last story that I want to share with you is actually, I want to say, a middle-aged Asian woman, right? Chinese, or I'm not sure of her exact. I know she's Asian, right? Her exact ethnicity, okay? So let me show you this story. In my particular neighborhood, I've been in my neighborhood for a little bit of a while now. So a lot of people know me in my neighborhood. I'm walking my dogs. I'm out. I'm a very vocal, and a good neighbor, I argue. I speak to everybody, right? Whether that's for 5-10 minutes or whether that's for 5 seconds, I speak to everyone. No one pretty much crosses my path and I don't wave at you or say something to you, okay? So I say all that to say, in my neighborhood, most of the people know me. 90% of the people know me, okay? I noticed about 5-6 months ago, the Asian family either purchased property in my area, or they already had the property and they just returned, as far as so many of them living at this property now, okay? So where I reside, I also, there's an alley where, I park my vehicle in the garage. It's a lot of people that keep their vehicles outside in the public spaces, as far as they don't put them in garages, or they already have other vehicles in the garages, so they park them in front of the garage, and so on and so forth. Okay, so as I park my vehicle in my garage, I'm walking to the front to get to the place where I reside. And as I'm walking by, the Asian woman one Asian woman that moved into the family house where all the other Asian family members are at, she happens to be pulling up right as I was parking my vehicle in my garage. And I noticed her, I saw her and everything, because it's just natural. You just kind of notice your surroundings, okay? So I park my car, I get out the car, close the garage door, I'm walking down the alley. It's about a block walk to get to the inside of going into my residence, okay? So in the midst of walking, I get an opportunity to cross past the Asian lady, okay? Now, she's in an older Jeep, and when I say older Jeep, maybe like a 92, 93 Jeep or something like that. And I say that to say that if you ever driven an older model car, like after a while, like the doors, the windows, they start making noises when you press them, okay? So as I'm walking by, I wave at the lady because I see them maybe about once a month. Okay, since they've been living here. And one thing I will say, another caveat as far as Asian people, I noticed this. They really don't speak unless you speak to them. I don't know why that is or what's that's all about, but I noticed that. So I kind of always kind of speak to them first, right? Because I know if I don't speak, they for sure won't speak to me, and they won't smile or nothing. They'll just kind of look at me very stoic, right? So I waved to this individual, this young lady. She I can't say she waves back because I don't stare her long enough to even, receive a wave back. But I do know as I wave, right away, like I heard sound, and the sound I heard was actually the car door, right? The lock on the door. So she was either locking the door or unlocking the door, because you could hear like the motor. I could hear the, like I say, an older vehicle. I don't know if you guys ever driven an older vehicle, 10 years or older, than the current year. But yeah, that kind of happens, right? So when I heard that, I immediately just laughing inside to say like, wow, yet again. Now I get it, people. Maybe she thought she was protecting herself and being safe. I get it. Like I said, it's in the alley, right? But a lot of people park in the alley. And trust me, like the alley is more busy than the regular streets in this particular neighborhood, right? And I tell you all that to tell you the story before, like it's my regular route, my regular routine. In fact, I have to do that route a couple times a day, going to and fro wherever I have to go. Right. So just to see this lady, see this individual, for her to see me and, hear the doors lock or unlocking, whatever the case may be. And I say all that to say, as far as, I've been in my neighborhood, I have a very distinguished look, a very distinctive look. So it's not like, you see someone, there's maybe a random guy, like, man, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, like, if you saw me once, you saw me twice, right? Like, so bird's eye view stories, people. What I am saying in so many words is it does not matter whether it's this thing of racism, it could be in your own neighborhood. It could be in somebody else's neighborhood. You could be somewhere like where you under the impression where you're not even bothering anybody. You just minding your business. But people. Being a black man in America is never a time or a moment where I do not have to consciously and steadily think about what another person thinks of me, how they are receiving me, the what I am displaying to either help or hurt what they are viewing. Man, people, it's a lot. It's a lot. Hope y'all enjoyed the stories. Till next time, my voice meets your ears. Hey, Bird's Eye View Stories. Thanks for pressing play and tapping in and taking flight with Bird's Eye View Media. All right, people. Till next time.